Good morning, my beautiful babes and babettes. I am your resident active advocate, Victory Guns, and I would like to talk to you today about disability and romance. I would like to start off with a video covering disclaimer, okay? We are not off limits. Just remember those 5 words and you'll do very well in this little session. There are several reasons why we may be considered, quote, off limits to abled people or non-disabled people. Some of them could be legitimate, others of them are, in my mind, illegitimate. One of the more potentially legitimate ones, depending on how you look at this, is that we may need more help to get along in life. And while this is potentially true, it is not necessarily true. This is why I advocate fostering your own independence. And if you are a person with a disability, well, yes, it would be highly beneficial for society to support us in that matter. Ultimately, it comes down to you fostering your own independence because it's not necessarily the case that no one is going to help you. I don't want to say that, right? But independence means the capacity to act on your own, of your own accord. And people need to be taught how to do this in earliest possible childhood. I mean, I did not really gain full independence in the academic sphere until maybe mid-high school. And before that, I had had people working with me in the classroom and, not people taking notes for me necessarily, but picking up where I might leave off. And this was especially the case in math class because me plus numbers equals bad. It just isn't my field. But apart from math class, I did definitely gain intellectual independence and I was able to function for myself. That's only in school, though. When it comes to other spheres like life skills and getting a job and finding a partner, finding friends even, that is all on you. Unfortunately, there aren't going to be too many institutions to help you with this. And even if they are, it depends on where you are at yourself. But you may find that you have fewer needs than these institutions address, or you may have more needs than these institutions are capable of addressing. So, the first step to maintaining your independence is to just say to yourself, I need to do X, or I need to learn X. The first step to solving a problem is to realize that you have a problem. So, in terms of how this applies to romance, though, if your partner is non-disabled and they see you as maybe needing more help than they are capable of giving you, that can have both a positive and a negative swing. The positive swing is that you can grow yourself as an individual and, quote, prove them wrong. The negative swing to that is that this might be coming from a place of legitimate discrimination on the part of the non-disabled partner. Not good. Don't do that. Bad. Bad. Hit you over the head with a newspaper. All right. So that is reason number 1 that people with disabilities might need more, quote, help than a otherwise non-disabled partner. Reason number 2, and again, whack whack over the head with the newspaper, bad dog, is that non-disabled people might see you as, quote, beneath them. And a lot of the time, media supports this view. Tomorrow, I would definitely like to talk about disability in the media because a lot of the time it is not good. It is not good. And it reinforces these sort of notions about people with disabilities that I, in this series, are trying to lead people away from. I am not saying that people will automatically walk into a relationship with a person with a disability with these preconceived notions of they are inferior to me, and like with the friendship episode yesterday, they need my help, or I'm their, knight in shining armor. Don't do that. If you are one of the people who are inclined to do that, check yourself before you wreck yourself, educate yourself. Thank you. If, however, you are not one of the people inclined to do that kind of thing, don't let the media tell you who your partner should or should not be. That is an individual choice. And unfortunately, the media has commandeered this whole dynamic of people with disabilities in the romantic sphere being off limits, or at least only being capable of being together with one another, not with a non-disabled partner. I do know a couple of many, many years who are both blind, and their children are not blind. They have two sons, but they operate together like two limbs on the same body. It's a perfect relationship. But that is not necessarily by virtue of them both having the same disability. There are three different dynamics here. There's you could have a partner with the same disability as you. That's A. B, you could have a partner with a different disability from you. Or C, you could have a non-disabled partner. All three of these are possible. All three of these are feasible. All three of these you can work with them. But it depends on how it's viewed. If in the other two cases, in the case of my partner has a different disability than me, or my partner does not have a disability, if, as in the case of friendship, you view those as a way of, quote, filling in your gaps, that relationship is not going to work. I'm sorry, it isn't. Because relationships fundamentally are based on communication, trust, and mutual esteem. We have to hold one another up, but we also have to hold ourselves up. If you don't value yourself enough as an individual to see that you do not need to be filled up by another person to have your, quote, gaps filled in by another person, then you are not ready for a romantic relationship. And yes, I do speak from personal experience. I had a romantic relationship go south. It wasn't pretty. We did not part on good terms, and I never spoke to that person again. Thankfully. But I went into the relationship for all the wrong reasons. For one thing, he was rather good looking, but for another, it was the whole, I have to find love before I turn 30 or else I'm a loser dynamic. And this is what the media does to you as well. Trust me, there are very intrinsic little messages being thrown at you every single day in consuming media. And you're not necessarily going to notice that it's happening, but they bury themselves with their little claws inside your brain, and then it's very difficult to get rid of them. So that is my episode on disability and romance. Basically, to sum it up, don't go in with preconceived notions, and don't go in thinking that, no, this is not going to work, because any kind of romance can work for any legitimate reason. Don't go in with the wrong motives, but you know best what your motives are. Don't lie to yourself, please. That's not beneficial either to you or to the other person. So, yeah, those are my primary points on that. Tomorrow, I would like to talk about disability in the media. Woo-hoo, you want to see Mama get angry? That's going to happen tomorrow. All right. Thank you for your attention, my lovely, lovely viewers. And I will see you later. Bye! Mwah!